Alright, so I had a request to play a viewer deck, and this seems like a good idea for the start of a new series, so if you guys are interested in this sort of thing and you want me to feature your deck, let me know. This is how it works, okay? You send me your deck as is, the way that it is, and I'm going to kind of talk about it and what I think it's trying to accomplish, and then we're just going to play unfiltered games, probably about 4 or 5 games, and then at the end I might do a recommendation part where I sort of say changes that I would make based on the experiences that I had, and just let that live on YouTube forever. So, this is like a paid thing. If you guys want to support me in the channel, this would be a good way to do it. I'm not looking to take too much from you guys, but there is some time and effort that goes into this sort of thing. So if you're interested in having me take a look at your deck and make one of these videos, send me an email and show me your deck and let me know what you think this sort of thing is worth, and we'll talk about it. And I should have a pretty quick turnaround. It's definitely something new to do in addition to my regular uploads that I do. I'm so used to making my own decks and the occasional borrow from someone that I get inspired from, that it would be kind of nice to just see what you guys come up with as well. So with that being said, let's get into it here. We have Guerrilla Tactics. I just put up a movement deck with Saskia and, not leaning into the Witchers as much. This deck leans a lot more into the Witchers, which I think is really cool in lieu of the Gezra's buff to 10 provisions. So we're going to be able to get some value out of that. I think being able to tutor Gezra's out with Quen's nice for adding another body, plus getting Gezra's on the board with a shield. So the likelihood of him surviving is probably a bit stronger. I have a bit of control here, which is nice. We have Alzur, which is a really cool throw into the mix. I guess we're going to proc him with Oneiromancy along with the Sov. Alzur's Thunder for a bit more control. Pax as well. I'm not really sure what the Making a Bomb is meant to do here, but it is, a hard control. You got 4-point removal on an empty board, so it could be like a coin abuse sort of thing. It's not playing into the spell tag, but it's worth having here. My only concern at an initial glance is the portal play into the Matrons. So generally, I don't like to have only one dedicated set of 4P cards, but there aren't really any others that would be worth playing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to see how this works out if we do brick the portal, and it could surprise me. So overall, this deck looks like it thins out really hard because we have Simless for 2 thins, we have Oneiromancy for 2 thins, we have Quen for 1 thin, we have Portal for 2 thins, and, we should thin down to, I'm not counting, but 1 or 2 cards. So really excited about that. All in the meanwhile, whenever a unit moves, boost self by 1 with the Milva. We have the essential movement package with the Dopalthana Sentry, Cat Witchers, and then the Matrons, of course, right? So, I've talked about this more in my last video. And one card that I don't play with enough outside of Golden Necker would be the Cat Witcher Mentor. So boost self by the number of other cards on this row, Adrenaline 4. Whenever a card enters this row, boost self by 1. So I could see really cool synergy with Cat Witcher Mentor looking at the deck list with Alzur. So I'm thinking that maybe that was intentional because this card enters the row. So I'd like to see kind of how that goes, and I'm hoping that we can stack the row enough to get some value with the Cat Witcher Mentor. I guess with the spawns, with the Sov coming back on the row counts as another one as well. So, we're going to see how it goes, guys. Again, I'm not going to knock it till I try it, and, this could be very surprising. The Alzur play is like a wild card, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun for me. The only thing I'm worried about, too, about the Alzur is that I don't have any Purifies, but again, we'll see how it goes when we play it. So let's get into the gameplay, and we'll go from there. Okay, first up here we got Shield Wall, and I'm praying it's not my deck. Good. So it looks like things are actually going to work out the way I want them to in this first match, because we could put back both Matrons here. I feel like 2 Cat Witchers for the round is kind of expensive, but I'm willing to do 1 and then we can clone it. So I guess we're just going to put this down and kind of do what we do, right? I think we go Milva. Here comes Dandy. Nothing we can do about that at all. If I can get the assembly line set up in such a way where I can early pass, though, it might be good for me. If I'm going to be pulling a card from deck, it's probably going to be Quen. I think we're just going to put back one of these for now. And my Simlis into double proc on the Alzur's Thunder is really good here. We have that set up. That really hurts, man. So it's to the right of this card, so it'll automatically proc. So we might as well start with this.
That's right. I like fighting with style. One more feather, and we're done.
So if I will take Megascope on the Catwitcher, I'm taking it on the melee row, I'm taking it on the range row, because it comes back, and then it goes up, then it spawns out. But then they're on the, so it's going to be on the melee row, actually. I also think that maybe we take making a bomb here on the 4. The fact that they're going in on melee for everything, it makes sense to me to push this back so they have to use another shield so they don't get the end of turn passive on the top deck boost. Right? So let's do that now. Then we hit that again. Get a bit more value off her. Even if they boost it with a shield, it doesn't keep it boosted. I'm wondering if I should go in the deck for a sentry. Why would you not use this before? I mean, I've done these things before too, but use the order, you get the resupply. Because they would have been able to kill it. And that's how you know it makes a difference, right? The fact that if I do play this now, I can actually keep the matron alive is kind of a big deal. You know what I think they should have done for Megascope is basically highlight what's being copied.
The wonders of projectiles and ranged weaponry.
Okay, so she will die unless I take a pact. This is probably the move, putting the Catwitcher Mentor down. I mean, this on Adrenaline's better for this.
Not without good reason.
Really?
Stern. The city is
That's 10 orders. I'm just hoping I don't have to take Simlis here. It feels kind of expensive. It also ruins the Alzur. I'm surprised they care so much about her instead of him or this. I'm not going to hover over them for obvious reasons, though. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think it matters which row anymore. It's actually better if they're on the same row because of this. So we put that down there. Might actually have to take Quen. If I have enough space, taking Quen for... Oh, wow.
I hope we can trust him.
Which one are they going to pick? That's a good choice. Okay.
The Enshe are different, more knowing and dignified.
It will add up, trust me. We got it. I'm scared to see how much carryover they got from the dandelion, if I'm being completely honest. They did spend their lock, so I might actually look for Alzer here. Okay. I go pull Alzer, I pull Pull. I think that's the best we got. This is doing nothing. To me, it feels like the only way to get away with doing what I'm trying to do here. We just hope they don't duel. We take the boost on it, then we take these after they played 2 engines. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's what you kind of don't want to see, but...
Too old for this shit.
I don't know if I'm trying to aggro this or not. That's a hard no. I might just take the value bleed and play the Sove. And then it's when we play 2 specials. So I have... We have enough. So I'm not getting back the card. At all. Maybe they'll play what they boosted. We also got to make him premium soon, I think. Yeah, it's the only card in the deck. Not sure what the Istrid's for. It's just a draw and put back, so I guess they're worried about pulling into Secret Service or the Siege Masters. I mean, at this point, if I continue to play in, I'm actually bleeding myself. So we have to go card down and just kind of hope for the best here. What's nice is that I have 2 cards that play multiple cards, or at least another card. And Sove does go to the range row, which is cool. That's probably the best hand you're going to get, right? Nope. I just ruined it. I just lost 5 points fishing. This is Adrenaline 3, so we wait a turn. Wow. If I were to hit that for 5... That's really not worth it, is it? They played a single boiling and a lock. I don't think they have another one.
Humans are skeleton. I prefer elves, dwarves, pixies even.
I think they're taking the Meave route here. Kind of feels Meave. They swarm out pretty hard. Strenger with a boost or no? I guess they're not expecting an Alzur's Thunder. It doesn't matter until you play another card.
To the dungeon within.
Wow. I got nothing on this, man. I have to see it through for the video, but I think we're kind of in trouble. I mean, at the very least, I do one of these, right? I don't think it really gets better than that. And then we're probably pushing this forward so we could try to hit Strenger and uninspire her. Nope. I don't know, man. This is doable, kind of. It really depends. They have an extra card they're winning on board, but this is going to go crazy. Okay. They can't swarm, it's not very good for them at all, so... Here, we gotta do one of these, don't we?
Last words.
There's a great deal to be learned.
I don't know, man. Things are starting to happen. Counters at 2. It just, if I was able to play these on 1, we'd get the extra value, but I guess I just wait. Last turn push. We uninspire her, or we kill him. Whichever happens first, better. Okay, so we're gonna uninspire her, basically. It's kind of a sad move. Nice. Then we just kill her, right? This is coming down to the last card, honestly. Let's see, if I didn't brick her, what does that look like for me? It's better that I actually push this. I think we're pushing up the Catwitcher so that we know... Well, no, it's not, because we're going to have to hit the melee row. We're just going to push this up. Yeah, so they play this one here plus whatever. Baron does it. 11-point loss, card down, and I brick Simless. It was probably a 6-point loss if I didn't brick that, right?
There'll be nothing to pick
All
up
right.
when I'm done with
We got
you.
Toussaintois Hospitality coming up here next. Okay. This can go. I'm wondering if I should just try to roll out Alzur in round 1. Probably not. We have him, though. What if I try to make a round out of Alzur? Because I can go Oniro into Sov. Like, it's kind of there for me, you know?
Rules for those who would otherwise incinerate themselves.
The Empire will be victorious.
What are we doing? Holy crap. What's plan B? We just gotta get this one going. Play this next.
Always use protective eyewear when handling toxins, they said.
I'm going to pull Simless. We're probably going to put back one of these. It's kind of bricked. And we just need her to stay alive now. You know, on one front here, they are kind of swinging. I have to play Milva because obviously we got to catch up here. I can't let them have round one. After getting rid of my Ulzer and all that, we got to at least do something here. Like, there's not a whole lot left except for Gezris and a couple Witchers. $13 big hits, come on. Oh my gosh. That's probably the best professional I'm going to get, though.
Yeah, I work for the Warriors. Better than working for humans.
Just don't hit. Come on. I wanted to greed the point here. We need to have a Witcher on the board so we have Zeal. And it has to... Okay. I'm just getting unlucky here, guys. It's a good carryover approach. The longer we stay in this, the better that it gets for me, so I'm kind of just trying to stay hopeful with this. The Rose stack, perfect for the use of Gezras, but I don't think we can afford to do all that. Nice.
Not your lucky day.
Back to where he started. I think they're trying to play an Ivar, by the way. The fact that we won the round is insane. It was a big spend. Big spend round. I do have double control here. They did play a lot of constructs, though. Okay. So this has to go, this has to go, that's okay. Both of these is kind of steep, though. If I'm going to take Oniro, I just feel like I'm supposed to push this. If I go Oniro, it's probably for a Cat Witcher or... I feel so bad. Whatever. Kind of have to.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
We'll get these going.
I need 3 agents on her at all times.
Probably making a bomb, isn't it? We just take care of it pretty easy.
For the Emperor!
Okay. It's gotta be Gezra's here.
Not your lucky day.
There's a great deal to be learned from Gwent.
We just shovel it on the range row, honestly. It's a good heat wave. I'm gonna have to start using leader. Like, we need a lead here. So this is gonna be... It's not about staying ahead anymore.
Nothing broken? Then up we go again.
I just don't know if Simless alone is enough to draw out 3 cards. Nope. That's the best option, honestly. Because long round against this heavy control, they would have got so many turns of Ifrit. Okay, my top deck is terrible. Maybe I should have taken double packed. Not like I would have gotten much better. We could do that, we could push this, we could play this, we could take this. Kind of see where we go. If they have a tall punish option, we could probably just play around that and save some points, but... That's going to be for her.
Bow before Nilfgaard's rightful empress.
Yeah, so it's looking kind of rough. She's going to go back over. We're going to sit here at about 11 points, Simless plus 3 points here.
What the shit are we planning with all this anyway?
So, Simless does play for 10 on the removal of Ciri.
Like you were barely one.
This comes back, I mean, we get a few extra points on that. Just dead on board. 19 points, okay. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Okay, we got Mobilization coming up here next. Game number 3. Tell me you're a muta generator without telling me you're a muta generator. So, I've got a pretty good Alzer setup here. I just need... I got the spells, too. They're going to stack ranged, so making a bomb might actually do something. But we have access to this, so I'm probably going to put that back for now. I'm wondering if I play Alzer, I'm probably going to lean less into the movement this round. Let's put this back for now. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think the only way to make him sort of stick here is to basically get him down quick. I want to play a ranged, because if I pull... Yeah, muted generator deck with just boiling oils. Possible, unlikely. Sometimes I use a one-off, not always. We're just going to go in for the movement package here, I think. I'm going to see if I could save maybe the portal play for later and see how that goes.
I'm an officer and a gentleman. I pass on every 10th round.
We're hitting armor for sure, and they're getting 3 hits on it, 3 out of 5. I think we have to take portal. I'm thinking that we put this back just in case we want to double semi that later. We'll just do this so that it goes to the right. We get the immediate. How many tags does this deck have? It has Witcher, Elf, Dryad, Spell, Bomb. That's 5. Human. That's 6. So you would not be able to put Saskia here. They're gonna drop Siege on me. So at least they miss Muta. That's a positive thing. This is kind of looking like the sim list that I'm looking to take here, right? Because I can kill these two. That's 1 point per turn. That's 1 or more points per turn.
At your age, at 2 centuries, you behave like you were barely one.
I mean, they're less effective without Alzer, of course. I wonder what sort of outcome I would have gotten if I just wasted... I say waste, but it was kind of important to keep him alive. Okay, so this tells me that we just kind of keep this, the main component, going. Just let those rock for a bit. At least they're not going to kill him. It's not Crusoe with targets. Maybe they hit again. Now they got to do 5 RNG damage. So they're just trying to take out the weakest link. Yeah. I mean, we survived with most of it. Just keep going, man.
Humans are scum. I prefer elves, dwarves, Qcento.
Do I ever just drop Milva here knowing that we're probably not going to get a much better one? We might. She could be a big playmaker for later. I might just try to take the Vesemir and... Oh, come on. The thing is, if they play Avalak at this point in the round, and then they go into Muta, I might get a free pass here.
So many of them, I'd have to aim to miss.
What's the math on that? It's not enough. Because it goes up, it does no damage. If they play Blue Dream, I'm cooked. But because it's so late for Muta Generator, 3, 6, 7, and they only have 2 spots max, I'm doing fine, as long as I don't kill anything. They could start playing melee. Yep. They have ways to spawn. I think I'm... Well, they haven't played onto ranged yet at all. Damage 3 units by 1? You know what I could do?
Last words.
This is like kind of doing a lot for me, but if I can eliminate their only targets here. Oh, come on. There's probably a taunt coming here soon. It just had to hit, like, I mean, it was a good chance it was not going to hit what we needed it to hit. It's like 60 in our favor, 40 against us. Maybe they don't see it. It's kind of what you'd hope for, but... I think we're just value trading at this point.
I trust no one. Never have.
They actually didn't see the one. I think playing Qcent's too expensive. Okay, Vest there's fine.
Lads, we can't discuss this as later.
Yeah. So if we can avoid 2-0, I might have a good short round 3. They played, I think, 1 here, because it was... There's Avalak, that's... So after Muta, they played this on melee, this on ranged. So they have basically 1 into the Muta, which is not that big of a deal. That's the hand. The fact that they have a fresh amphibious too is kind of concerning.
They charge it.
If they double this, I'm in trouble. I mean, I think we have to just move it to melee. Yeah, it's gotta be this, man. Just get... Like, it's not even winning. I think I'm willing to stay card down at this point. Like, it's really steep if I start using my last little leader stuff, especially with theirs. I think kind of how this is gonna go is... okay, it's a 2-0. This has to come forward. This does 3 damage. Plus a potential spawn if I take it forward.
There's a great deal to be learned.
Yeah, at least we're back. We're back. What's my counter at here? 2? So it has to go Nero into a spell if I need to. I think the only shot that we have here is if they go all in and don't succeed. And those last 3 cards in the deck, I hope they're trash. Okay. Is there anything... 3... We have to keep the units, otherwise we can't win the game. It's got to be a pact. So if they don't pull a soldier, their leader's null. Okay, that's really bad. This has to go. And I need... It's another 2, right? So we actually need another... It's not a spell, it's just a special... Yeah. So this has to go back. Oh my gosh.
Cat may close his eyes and never his ears.
GG. I think we're ending this one with 0 points. So 16, they have Amphibious for 1 last card. They just play that on the range for the most points here, kill that. I guess they showed some mercy here. I would have just done it, dude. Alright, we got Blaze of Glory coming up here next. Game number 4. I think Alzers are not... We could save those for later. I'm getting insane making a bomb value here. Okay. Well... Is she worth double simi? Kind of. Because I lose to... Like, we lose to anything they try to play after that.
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with an ace?
It just feels bad playing Simless and having 1 point on the board afterwards, you know?
I suppose. And the end.
Okay. I'm going to have to... If they burn a Bran, then this dies, but I don't really have much of a choice. I also don't want to expend leader because I think this is Renfrey and they're going to have an extra leader. So just be grateful that we didn't go first. I will try to copy it though. If I get a chance right now, I'm going to do that. Okay. Yeah, let's do this first. That's probably fine. And then I can take Pact and try to heal it up. I wonder if they use that order. It wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Empty board, you could stop it before Adrenaline. Or they just kill it that way. At least I have one coming back.
Like some overseas plundering in springtime. A cat may close his eyes, never his ears.
Yeah, I worked there. Better than working for humans.
It's barely hanging on. I got nothing else, man. Like, I have to... I couldn't play these because this was still inside the scope. Oh, it does show. I was going to say earlier that I wish there was a tooltip for it, but I didn't realize that it was actually, like, already there. 22. I mean, I know when I'm beat. I'm pretty sure when Megascope came out, it didn't do that. But a lot of cards didn't, and that was added before Sunset at some point. So what do we deal with here? I spent Simless and I spent 2 of those, but one of them was off a scope, so it's not actually that bad. And this goes back, and then I have 2 spells, not 3. I'm gonna have to actually fish a little bit more here. I need it though, Nero. It's a little late for that play, which is helpful for me. I'm most certain that if I do play Alzur, they're just going to use the Bog and kill it. It's just, are they using Yura or are they using Morkvarg is the big question. I think I'm going to start off with this regardless. And try to get the movement package online first, and then sneak that in there and see if they have control first. That's it? Okay. At least I get my Thin. I still got both Sentries plus Gezras and a Cat Witcher for round 3. Okay. Give me Oniro. So I'm gonna go put back Gezras because we're tutoring that. Okay. I've literally got 1 spell. I wonder if he's actually worth baiting.
You get a thunderbolt. You get a thunderbolt.
Everything else will play for more points. There you go. So it was a Morkvarg, not a Yutta. We lost our little carryover too.
Don't you fret about me. I take care of myself.
If I can start things off a little bit slow, they might actually lose points on the return. I think they have Hjalmar in this deck. I think they have Facusia in this deck. They have Quen and Bear Witchers, I'm most certain. There's the Fucusia.
Your descendants, my beloved. Sacrifices for men, one and all.
Wow, they want her dead. Okay. I can't play this. I can't really play this yet. Unless I float it on melee and just wait for the rain to subside. It's probably just better to put this here. Okay, this will be alright. Three, two. Tough climate out here, man. Is that the second one? Yeah. They're gonna go rent-free damage and then boost lowest.
Go ahead. Feel it.
Okay. Or they just play the whole deck. Sure. I mean, coming down with 4 cards left on this, they're not... Jeez. They hit this one, obviously.
All that dancing around.
I guess they're looking at, like, the perceived value. We're hitting for 2. I think we're just going down.
Don't growl a word.
This is insane. I'm gonna have to hold out for something taller. And we'll just save this leader stuff for later, so that if they have a Geralt, they can't use it. I think they're still gonna get what they want, though. Okay, 9 is probably my best removal, actually.
Not your lucky day.
I think we're just dead on board, aren't we? 2 cards left. Qcento into another one.
Let's get this over with.
And then last card's that tall punish we're looking at, I think.
Double the coin and consider it.
It's probably that, just being my best. Down by 21, they play whatever else. Even if this didn't get locked, I think we'd be in trouble. Yeah, so it was what I thought it was. That was a pretty steep one. So after playing the deck for roughly the last hour or so, I noticed a few cool things and a couple things that could use a bit of work for that deck. So it had a lot of ambitious ideas, particularly with the Alzur. One of the issues that I found with this was that if we did float it and it gets locked, I didn't have a Purify. If I did float it and did not use a leader charge, then it would probably get killed. And even if I did, it could possibly get killed as well. So I wasn't able to get that. We also only had the Pax, the Sov, and the Oniro, a couple Alzurs. I just felt like maybe we needed a couple extra spells because we want to have a lot of engines in hand that we could play throughout the round, and I also don't have a board state to take Simless right away, and I think Simless for a couple packs or a couple Ulzur's Thunder takes away value from Simless to give value to Ulzur, which I didn't necessarily like. I found it was just a lot of moving stuff at the same time in order to pull off. I'm sure it feels amazing when you do, but when you're playing, you know, in the pro rank level, it's kind of hard to kind of pull that together. But I liked that idea, and I did like how Sov will come back on the range row, which will fit right into Gezrus, which I thought was really sweet. So that little synergy was great. Ulzur on the range row to spawn for Gezrus is really cool. Obviously spawning in for the Catwitcher Mentor as well is a really cool idea. So just having that, you know, together works really well. I figured between not getting enough Simless value, having Ulzur being difficult to stick, having the Sov play that we need to pull into this card early enough, having Portal, which only had the matrons, which I found were getting removed before the second one was coming out, so we're losing a lot of value on that. I almost felt like it would be just better to play them from hand and find thinning in other places or recomposition in other places. So I've sort of made some changes, kind of taking these things into consideration while not changing the entire identity of the deck. The objective is to make it a Witcher's deck. Lastly, the Vesemir Mentor before didn't really get enough value given that there weren't really enough Witchers in the deck. So I tried to add a little bit more Witcher stuff so it feels Witcher-esque, you know, because Selective Mutation does spawn a couple tokens that we can boost. Gaten's in there as well. We have Skellige Castle as well. I basically subbed out one of these and put in, you know, Skellige, so we get an extra one. So we're a little bit heavier on the Witcher side than we were before, you know, without putting in obviously the trio and having to, you know, commit 21 provisions there. So with that being said, Simless here will go for Bountiful Harvest. It's going to get a lot of value from that because we're going to be getting the hand buffs. The hand buffs are going to allow our engines to actually survive when we play them. It also gives us the possibility of creating a Doblathanis Sentry, which is going to be helpful in getting more movement payoff. So that's our primary target. Our backup target, in this case, from a provision standpoint, it's going to have to be Mahakam Ale. So it gives me the ability to purify, because if Gezrus gets locked, or the Sentry gets locked, or the Catwitcher gets locked, we lose a ton of value quickly, and it's kind of hard to come back from that. So, you know, Mahakam Ale being the backup plan to that. Realistically, you'd keep one of these in hand, but you'd play these off the Simless if you had to. And this way, we're still getting the two thins. I still have a Neuromancy like you had before, just so that we're getting cards when we need them. I still have Curse Scroll in case I brick something. We don't have to go and change things. You could go and basically took out Scroll and put Crystal Skull, and I think that would be fine too. But, you know, if you want to keep the Scroll, I understand sometimes the pulls in the first round are not what you want, or you've bricked the Simless or whatever the case, so, you know, keep that in there. The Vesemir gets a little bit more payoff here than it did before, given the token stuff. We still have ways to manipulate card values for Geralt Professional, so I figured we can keep that in there because, you know, not always is the card that we want to remove tall. It could be that it's like a 6, you know, and we just need to get rid of that before it causes a lot of damage. So this is actually where Geralt Professional does really well. I have Guerrilla Tactics, which, you know, is good for that as well too. It's a control option, but it's not like breaking the bank, you know what I mean? You could sub that for a Heat Wave, but I think in the theme of Witchers, keep it in here. We don't really want to go play anything like Eskel in this deck because I have too many tags. So we've got, you know, Elves, we've got Witchers, we've got Dryads, you know. So I just figure we're starting to get into territory where it's not going to get the best payoff all the time. You could go Geralt of Rivia, save Revision if you want. You could go Heat Wave, but again, I think leaving things the way they are just fine with that. Gezrus, because the buff, it makes a lot of sense. Pulling Gezrus out with Quen is beautiful. Having a shield there really prevents damage from coming through. I'm playing against so much Northern Realms that I'm finding it's not very effective even with a shield, because they're just popping the shield, taking a boiling oil, using the resupply, and they're just killing it anyways, or something to that similar effect. They have 5 engines on the board, they just kind of chip at it one at a time and it's dead. So, you know, that's a problem. A lot of Enslaved 6 going around right now, which is also a problem. But then again, you know, if we can hold out and just keep this card before the end round, we could do pretty well. So he makes a big difference. I think he's great for 10 provisions. It's just, he needs a solid board state in order to get value from him. And in the games that I was playing, I felt like I wasn't getting enough stuff on the board quick enough to make it count. So Frog Mating Season comes into the deck because this is going to spawn 4 bodies on the row. Also, the vitality is going to be nice for keeping things alive. Also, the tokens could be moved, which plays into a direct synergy with the Dolblethana Sentries. And, you know, if you don't have this card, it's only a 200 craft. I think it's more than worth it to have this card in the deck. So that comes in, keeps things alive, puts bodies on the board very quickly, and helps us get a good vitality payoff, which, again, the Catwitcher Adept has additional synergy with that strategy because we're playing this on range row, which will boost something, which will make the Frog Mating Season proc the vitality quicker. So if I stack the row, play this at the end of the round, we actually still get like the full payoff from it. So there's pretty much that there. I found the Catwitcher Mentors were kind of awkward to have 2 in the deck, so I had the possibility of creating 1 from the location, Skellige Castle, and, you know, we can use whatever we need if the time's right. If it's going to be just a last turn or last 2 turns payoff, Catwitcher Adept could be more points than Catwitcher. If we need immediate control, get rid of something that's important, they have a stack row. Saboteur could be good. If we have the space and time to play, the Catwitcher Mentor could be the good choice here. Skellige allows us to move 3 allied units, so we're going to be getting the payoff from that onto the sentries as well, and the Milva as well, so it kind of all fits into that category. I figure if we're in a round where we have frogs that can move and stuff like that, because they all have the order to move and because we could stack the row a little bit more effectively, Gaten fits this deck fairly well because it's putting cards on the row of the Catwitcher Mentor. You know, if we put this on the left and then we play this, then it's going to put that first, then all the things after it are going to trigger it. And in the Golden Necker decks with Catwitcher Mentor that rack up quite a lot of points, the Gaten play is essential to that, and it wasn't in the deck. So I figured let's do that there. Milva plays into that strategy as well. She doesn't change. And then, of course, Selective Mutation, just so that I don't have any bricks, or I can get things like Vesemir early, so we're not playing it at the end of the game. I feel like that's kind of just, you put bodies on the board, you get your card, you fix your hand, you're good to go. And Megascope, so we could choose what we think is the most effective out of these first 4 things. It's probably going to be one of these 2 most of the time, depending on what it is. Most often it's going to be the Catwitcher. So that's kind of the idea with that. And Malena is a really good pick here. If I was going full movement, not Witchers, I'd probably go and put something in like the Treant Boar. Did it actually get buffed to 6? That's insane. It did. So great card at 6. But with that being said, you know, we don't really have more than 2 Dryads in the deck, so we're probably not going to get Zeal on that. It's 2 points every other turn. It's 2 points per turn if we have Malena, but Malena's 2 points per turn by herself if we have a Sentry. So, you know, we're basically, or 2 points per turn if we have 2 sentries, right? Otherwise, she's just a good engine, and she's good at stacking our row. She's good at building their row for Gezras. It just makes a lot of sense to have her in the deck. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to kind of leave this with you, and, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think in general. Did you enjoy this sort of series? Would you watch it again? I want to show the good with the bad. I want to give it an honest try and provide, you know, the best feedback that I can based on that. Again, I think the deck did a lot of things really cool. I just feel like when you're trying to do too many things, then you don't necessarily get to dial in on one thing exceptionally. So, you know, with that being said, I had fun with the project. Thanks for sending the deck, and let me know if you guys want me to do one of your decks. You can send me an email, give me an offer, and of course, send me that deck. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very soon with another one.